It's day 19. Now today is all about blackout art. Blackout art is a form of appropriation art. Now that sounds all fancy pants, doesn't it?
It's a fancy name, but...
In other words, it's about taking something that already exists and manipulating it, changing it so it becomes a brand new piece of art that people see in a new light. And brilliantly, you only need a few things. So this piece of creativity can be done absolutely anywhere, and you've probably got the stuff at home to do this with. You can either grab a book and use that, or you can pick up a magazine or a newspaper. There's no books I would want to scribble over. So I have a hard time doing it directly in books. Magazines, I care less about. Typically, if there's a magazine in the house, it's because I'm looking at colour palettes or I'm looking at photography of the way something is particularly shot, rather than the stories that magazines sell. So I care less about the words in here, but I can use the words in a different way. I can change it from something that I don't necessarily like or respect into something that's quite new, and that feels really positive. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do the book, so put the book aside. I'm going to go with the magazine, and I'm going to pop you on the overhead camera so you can look down and see what I'm doing. I'll talk you through it. So grab a magazine and tear out a few pages with lots of text on it. And read through that text, pulling out words you like. Don't try and join the words together, first of all. Just pick out the words that you like. So that's your first stage. Underline the words you like in pencil. The second stage is to then go back through the text and look for connector words, words that join the words you love together. I then rewrite what I found so I can read it as a whole text, and I do this before I black out the other words. I then, line by line, score out the words I don't need, and I cut the text out and then block it all in. I'm going to show you 2 other ways of doing it. The next way is about creating a piece of scrapbook art and using paint to block it out. And the third way is grabbing a piece of gift wrap paper and pasting your words on top of the gift wrap paper, which then might go in a scrapbook. So I've shown you 3 different ways of doing blackout art. There's a million different ways you can let your creativity loose on this project. But the idea is that it's so simple, it's so easy, yet it helps you create something almost effortlessly. Whether you're sticking it in your sketch pad because you're building an idea for a painting, or whether you are graphically blocking it out and maybe you frame this, or whether you're making some sort of sketchbook art and it's just the process of doing it that you really enjoy. It really doesn't matter. The idea is that it forces you to use words you wouldn't ordinarily use, and if by magic you've created a unique poem. So your challenge today is to create some blackout art and share with me what you create. Share those unique collections of words and tell me what you're going to do with yours. Are you going to stick it in a sketchbook that's going to inspire a further piece of art? Are you going to gift it to a friend or a family member? Are you going to hide it somewhere for somebody to find? Or are you just going to do it so it's part of your creativity, part of your mindfulness? I think the one I'm going to work with further is actually my first one. And the words read, remember sitting outside, think pretty anticipation. The unruly beginning, like the inevitable hair-raising vaudevillian lost puppet show. I think that just sparks so much vivid imagery that I really want to paint. So that is going to help me create the painting. This is great to do with kids as well, as they start to grapple the meanings of words and start to form sentences and get creative with those sentences. Tomorrow is Paint a Bunny Rabbit, and it's actually going to be live on Facebook at 11 o'clock tomorrow. That's Easter Monday. If you make sure you click on Sam Morris Cow Art on Facebook, the live feed will pop up at 11 o'clock tomorrow. I'll be painting in acrylic on canvas, but you can use wax crayons, colouring in pencils, ink, collage, an iPad. Totally up to you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, 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 bye.
I always do that, and I know